Ben Ashelford, hi, and welcome to 10 by 6.
Hi, thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Great, well, lovely to see you. So you got the England shirt on.
Absolutely. Hopefully for a nice big win tonight, it'll be nice.
For, for those that are perhaps puzzled by that, because we might be out the tournament by the time you see it, who knows? We're recording this on Tuesday, the 22nd in the evening, about an hour before kickoff of the England-Czech Republic game. So thanks for giving us the time here, Ben. So Ben is an up-and-coming young superstar of the football commentary business. Ben's been involved as a expert commentator for Weymouth Football Club for many years now, and now is sort of Weymouth and beyond, in that your commentating career has gone into Europe and covering international matches and things like that. So I just thought it would be nice to ask you to start with, give us a little summary of how your commentating career has developed over time.
Well, it all started really with just putting myself out there. I've always wanted to be. I grew up with radio commentary, listening to games with my dad, and I always wanted to give it a try. And eventually, after a couple of beers one night, I decided to put myself out there, and I sent an email to Weymouth, the club that I happen to support, and they very kindly invited me along, and they gave me an opportunity to commentate at Maidstone for the first game of the National League South season. And I turned up with equipment that I'd never used before, no experience whatsoever. I had BBC Radio Kent to my left, and I had award-winning Radio Stones down in front of me, and I had no internet connectivity or all sorts, and it was an absolute a bit of an embarrassment. And we had a lot of teething issues to start with, but we solved those, and people seemed to enjoy it. And after a couple of years, a company from the Czech Republic came in and sent me an email and offered me a position just covering some games. And it took off from there, really. And I've been fortunate enough now to do a Spanish Cup final and a German Cup final in the UEFA Under-21 European Championship final most recently. And I've also been told that we're doing Premier League and Champions League next season. So it's going really well.
Wow, that's amazing. You really are, like, from Weymouth and beyond. Local boy done good. No, it's amazing to hear you covering Copa Del Rey finals and things like that. It's amazing, Ben.
It was a very, very good experience. Learning the pronunciations wasn't quite so fun at times, but no, it was very good. Thank you.
I can imagine. And you've done some stuff that's obviously where people are watching on television or live stream or something, but also stuff that's akin to radio. So I just wonder, what's the difference in terms of your approach to commentating when people are watching the action and when it's sort of on the radio? It must be a very different medium.
Yeah, it's something we started obviously with a radio style commentary. It went out online, but it was audio only. That's the style I actually prefer. That's my favorite style. I had to learn very quickly that the difference is when you move to television, it's narration rather than description. So with the radio, you have to describe everything as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing worse for me than tuning into a radio game and having the commentators have a conversation and you've got no idea what's happening on the pitch. And with television, it's a little bit different because they can see what's happening. And all you have to do is just be the voice over the top. And it's something that I wasn't very good at to start with, to be honest with you, Tom. But it's something that I developed and learned, and it's getting there slowly, but I still prefer the radio style.
Yeah, I can imagine with television, you kind of more or less have to pare it back. You have to hold back from your natural way of describing everything because people can see it, and just add things that are of value.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most interesting things I've heard was from Clive Tildesley recently. And he said that after Man United scored the equaliser in the '99 Champions League final, he knew to keep quiet. So the atmosphere came across on the television, everybody calmed down and things like that. And that struck a real chord with me, because if you talk too much, you're in danger of spoiling the moment. Yeah. Always remember that commentary is not about the commentator. That's the biggest advice I can ever give to somebody. It's not about the commentator, it's about the action, and that's what people are tuning in for.
Terrific. And how about pre-game research? I imagine, especially with international and European matches, it's particularly difficult when you're not, you're not seeing those players week to week. Well, describe a bit for us what your pre-game research would normally be.
But the first thing I focus on is myself. So if I've just done a game, for example, either that evening or the next day, depending on whether it's a long journey time, I will listen to it back and make notes, because with every commentary, there's something I like, there's something I don't like, and it's how you develop and learn. When it comes to research, it's basically a case of forcing yourself to sit down and go through every name, everything you can think of to go through, and you go through goals, assists. Sometimes I watch highlights if necessary, if to hear how other commentators pronounce names and things. UEFA do, for UEFA competitions, they do send out a nice pronunciation guide, which is really handy. But ultimately it's about having something to fill the time if you're watching a dire 0-0 game, which I've seen a few now, so
yeah.
But yeah, it's just filling that time, and it's just really sitting down and forcing yourself. That's the main thing. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Do you have a sort of crib sheet of facts and statistics and things that are worth pointing out in front of you?
Absolutely, you have to. It's easy to refer. I've covered Portugal, the Portuguese national team, 3 times since the turn of the year. So I've got a folder, and I can just open up, and I've got stats and all sorts that are written there, and then I can add to them as I go. So it's I'm becoming a bit like Monica Geller from Friends with her binder collection, and I'm getting there. I'm gonna have a shelf full. If I got more binders than books, though, I'm in trouble, because I do love to read, as you know.
Cross between John Motson and Monica Geller.
That's right. Yes.
Well, fabulous. It's a strange image in my head now.
You should be in my head.
And what would you say have been some of your sort of commentating highlights in terms of matches, goals, people you've met? What's been some of the highlights for you?
I think, do you know what the highlight's been the past year for me? Not necessarily because it's not been easy for anybody, but ultimately, as you know, I'm a big Weymouth fan. I always have been before the commentary. But for the past year, I've been privileged enough to actually be in the ground and be able to attend games, while all of the hardworking supporters who've had to raise lots of money to get Weymouth to where they are now, and they've had to stay at home and watch the stream, and it's been really hard. So to be honest, the highlight for me has been an honour and a privilege to actually be able to be in the ground and provide a service for those wonderful supporters.
Oh, well, that's a lovely thought, and good of you to say that. I know that I know lots of Weymouth supporters that love listening to your commentary, and obviously have really appreciated tuning in over the last year when they haven't been able to go to games.
Yeah. So, I appreciate every single Weymouth fan. I think that they're absolutely tremendous, and not just because I am one, but the feedback and the support I've had since I started working for the club has been unbelievable. So I'll always be a Weymouth boy.
And what about, you mentioned a good tip earlier in terms of learning that it's not about you as a commentator. Sometimes BBC Radio 5 Live or other media have sort of annual competitions for young aspiring commentators. It's great hearing teenagers and 10-year-olds having a go at commentating, and it's great fun to listen to, and hopefully some of those will go on to have a career in sport and commentating. What would you say would be your tips for young aspiring commentators?
Listen and practice. The biggest thing for me, if you want to go into radio, for example, instead of watching a game on Sky Sports or whichever channel it may be on, put 5 Live or Talk Sport on, listen to the game, make notes, go to a local game, a local school game or a local team's game, record yourself on your phone. Sit somewhere away from everybody else if you're self-conscious to start with. Get the voice recorder on your phone, record the first half, give it 24 hours, then listen back to it, and then go back the following week and go again and keep going and keep going. Eventually, once you've got maybe 10 or 12 recorded, then go back and listen to your first one, and then listen to the 12th one, and I guarantee there'll be an improvement. But the biggest advice I can have is, firstly, put yourself out there, because if you really, really want something, don't let anybody stop you getting it. Go and get it. Practice, 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 and listen, listen, listen. That's the best advice I can give to anybody.
Not just, I mean, some of that is good advice for life, not just for commentating on sport. But
well, I don't know anything about life, I'm afraid, but commentary I can do.
Great stuff. It would be remiss of me to let you go without asking you for a Euro prediction, maybe also a prediction on how you think Weymouth will do next season. So any thoughts on that?
I've put me on the spot there. Weymouth, I think, are going to improve. I think they finished 18th last year, a weird season, admittedly. I think they're going to go mid-table. I think they're going to be fine. And for the Euros, I'm going to tentatively say England to win.
Okay.
I can't say anything else, can I? I
want to say, wearing that shirt. No.
My head wants to say Italy will win it, but my heart says that England, it's our year.
Who knows? It could be. I mean, Italy have looked extremely strong, and there's obviously, you know, good strong teams like France and Belgium. Even Germany have come good now all of a sudden. So lots of good strong teams in there. But I can't get you to say anything else other than England are going to nick it.
Yeah, England to win it, and if not England, then I want Denmark to win it for Christian Eriksen. But apart from that,
wouldn't that be amazing? And how? I mean, just extraordinary to see how Denmark have performed in the 2 games since that awful night when Christian was obviously so ill with the heart attack. So just incredible to see Denmark play so well in the next 2 games and qualify from the groups. What a wonderful story, and well done to them, obviously.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. And it just shows that as much as we love football, and football is pretty much my life, it's still always second to life and friends and family. So everybody stay safe and come on, England.
Absolutely.
Brackets, or Denmark.
Absolutely. Well, that was great, Ben. Fascinating chatting with you, and well done on, you know, I've seen your career develop over the last few years, and, you know, keep going. Well done on being a local boy done good. And
thank you very much.
Look forward to commentating on a World Cup final, including England, in the future.
Not as much as I am. But no, thank you very much. It's been an honor.
All right.
Come on.
Thanks a lot, Ben. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.